Terrifying moments on board an Alaska Airlines flight from Portland, Oregon Friday night when a section of its cabin ripped off midair. A gaping hole was left in the jet that was only airborne for about 20 minutes before pilots made an emergency landing. More than 170 passengers and 6 crew members were aboard the flight and no major injuries were reported. Rick Damagella has more.
Shock and terror on board Alaska Airlines Flight 1282 Friday night after part of the fuselage blew off shortly after takeoff.
Alaska, trouble to declare an emergency. We're descending down to 10,000.
Passengers reported a boy's shirt was ripped off his torso and out through the gaping hole in the jet.
I guess a boy and his mother were sitting in that row, and his shirt was sucked off him and out of the plane, and his mother was holding onto him. And she said her own little boy's phone went out, too.
The airline says the plane took off from Portland, Oregon, bound for Ontario, California, with 171 passengers and 6 crew members on board. The flight reached 16,000 feet after takeoff when the panel, including a window, ripped off.
Typical flight, took off. Pilot came on, said, "Oh, we're crossing 10,000 feet. Keep your seatbelts on for a while yet." And shortly after that, you heard a big loud bang to the left rear, like in row 20.
I woke up to the plane just falling, and I knew it was not just normal turbulence because the masks came down, and that's when the panic definitely started to set in.
The pilot was able to safely return to the airport and land the plane with no major injuries reported. A team from the National Transportation Safety Board is now investigating the incident, and Alaska Airlines announced it was temporarily grounding their entire fleet of Boeing 737-9 MAX planes. The Federal Aviation Administration also ordered the temporary grounding of the model of plane involved. I'm Rick Damagella reporting.
Alaska Airlines says it canceled at least 160 flights on Saturday and expects disruptions in air travel will last likely throughout the week. 18 planes returned to service on Saturday after workers inspected them, but the return was short-lived. The airline once again grounded the planes so they could undergo further maintenance work. The FAA and the NTSB are investigating Friday's incident. A number of passengers suffered injuries during the incident, but are recovering.